Shopping at thrift stores and pawn shops can be great fun, and they can also be a great place to find some hidden treasure. Today we will discuss the top 10 tips for finding hidden gems when shopping at thrift stores and pawn shops. Number 1. Examine items closely. Examining items up close is essential. You may spot small details that reveal the value of an item. You may also discover a flaw that makes you less interested in the item. Examining the items will also help you assess its overall condition and can use it as bargaining power when negotiating prices with the seller. For example, if you find an item with a minor dent or a stain, you could use those minor details to negotiate the prices and get the items you want at a much lower price. The tiniest flaws can put you in a position of power to lower the item's value. Also, it is important not to express your excitement toward a particular product. Ensure you don't make it too obvious that you're interested in buying an item. Be patient. It takes time to find that perfect gem, and you never know what could be hidden in the back of a store or tucked away in an aisle. Don't be afraid to put in the extra effort, as your patience can really pay off. Another important trick to remember when you go into a thrift store or a pawn shop is to leave your expectations out the door. You should adopt the mindset of treasure hunting whenever you go into the store or shop to find items you could buy. If you come in with a certain expectation of finding a specific item, you will be frustrated because you cannot guarantee that you can find the item that you want. Instead, be open to surprises and get excited about a great find, even if it isn't something that you were looking for. Number 2. Visit the store regularly. Make regular store visits to spot any new arrivals before they disappear. You will become familiar with the items on display and check if prices have dropped so you can get a good deal on the items you've been eyeing. Or you can also find new things that could be a potential steal for its price. This tactic works exceptionally well with pawn shops since items may only be there for a limited period of time before being sold or returned to their original owner. Another reason you should visit the store regularly is to give yourself enough time to look through the items in the store rather than rushing through the process. Number 3. Have fun and let your imagination run wild. Thrifting and antiquing should be an enjoyable experience, not a chore. Let your creativity flow, and you may discover something you would have never expected. For example, you find a particular item that would go well with another item also available in-store. The great thing about buying from thrift stores and pawn shops is that you never know what you will find. Therefore, it allows you to use your imagination on how you can use these items together to create a unique look, or to make use of items that other people won't even bother taking off the rack. Use your own personality and style as a guide in choosing items that are a bargain, but still of good quality. Number 4. Don't take yourself too seriously. It's okay to make mistakes and experiment with different pieces of unique vintage items to create a truly eclectic style. This is part of the appeal of buying from a thrift store, the opportunity to try out special items that you won't find elsewhere or are not mass-produced. Number 5. Think about what you wear. Wearing clothes you don't mind getting dirty can be helpful in navigating the cramped spaces of some of these stores. If you are going to spend a great deal of time in the thrift store, make sure to wear something comfortable. That way, you can focus on scouring the items in the shop and finding great deals rather than being constantly annoyed by what you are wearing. Ideally, you should wear pants or shorts so that you won't have trouble getting up on things or lifting items out of the way. Number 6. Be patient. It takes time to find that perfect gem, and you never know what could be hidden in the back of a store or tucked away in an aisle. Don't be afraid to put in the extra effort, as your patience can really pay off. Another important trick to remember when you go into a thrift store or a pawn shop is to leave your expectations out the door. You should adopt the mindset of treasure hunting whenever you go into the store or shop to find items you could buy. If you come in with a certain expectation of finding a specific item, you will be frustrated because you cannot guarantee that you can find the item that you want. Instead, be open to surprises and get excited about a great find, even if it isn't something that you were looking for. Number 7. Research online. If a piece has a manufacturer's label or mark, research the item online for its authenticity and worth. The more information you have on the product, the more you can determine how much it's worth and how much you should pay for it. On the flip side, It also prevents you from spending more for an item than you should. Number 8. Negotiate. Particularly at pawn shops, many owners are willing to haggle on prices, so don't be afraid to ask for a lower price. If you find an item that has sentimental value for you, let them know and see if they can offer you a better deal. You can also use the previous tip of researching online. The more information you have on an item, the more power you will have to negotiate with the seller. Make sure to investigate the appraised value of the item. Some pawn shop owners have their own appraisers on site, but if the item is important and expensive enough, you should also look into having an appraiser do a review on your behalf so that you can get the best possible deal on your purchase. Number 9. Look for rare or vintage items. Both pawn shops and thrift stores often have older, unique items that may not be found in regular stores. These could include antique furniture, jewelry, artwork, or other collectible items. Take your time to browse their merchandise and look for unusual finds you won't see elsewhere. Rare and old items often come with a higher value. Therefore, you should be on the lookout for these items because they are what collectors are looking for. You can keep them for yourself or hold on to them for a while before reselling them for a much higher price. Always keep an open mind and be excited by the possibility of discovering rare gems. Number 10. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions about any item you're interested in. Most thrift store and pawn shop owners have experts on standby that you can ask if you find unique items in the shop that could be potentially valuable. You can even ask the store attendant for assistance if you want specific items. They are more knowledgeable about the items in their inventory and can provide insight into whether these products are available at the store. You can also seek their suggestions if the original items you want are unavailable. You could save yourself a lot of time by not having to manually go through the items in the store on your own, and using the attendant's help to navigate the many items that are in stock. For example, if you are looking for antique jewelry or sports memorabilia, these are common product categories that you will find in most pawn shops and thrift stores. But if you had to score the wide array of items available in the store, it could take you many hours to find them, whereas the store attendant can help you narrow down your search by identifying where you can find them. It might also be worth asking if there are any discounts available or if the store has a loyalty program. Some thrift stores may offer special pricing for bulk purchases or membership fees that can help you save money in the long run. Thrift store shopping or buying from pawn shops is a great start for anyone looking for hidden gems or unique items with high value. You don't need to spend a lot of money on these items as long as you know how to haggle or spend time researching the characteristics and features of the items you want. Whether you add them to your collection or sell them for a higher price, the tips we've presented should help you get them at a bargain price.